ready. I hope y'all are ready too. I missed a day, so I'm ready to get in this thing. I'm Know Nothing Attorney. I know nothing, so you can too. Because it's only in embracing that we know nothing that we can actually learn anything. And that's what I try to do every time I'm live here. I want to learn from you, and I hope that you can learn along with me. I've been like out of it for the past couple days. I really haven't been paying attention to the news a lot, so hopefully my chat, my very intelligent and very dedicated chat, will be able to keep me on top of some of the things that I've been missing for the past couple days. But it's going to be easy to get back into the news, I'm sure. Go through the normal channels that we normally do. And then if nothing else is really going on, if we don't get a conversation in here, or we don't find ourselves digging deep into a hole, we can get back to working on a draft replacement constitution. I was having a good time doing that last time. Maybe we can get back to that. Hopefully, not many people are going to show up tonight, because I hope people are off having their own very good Valentine's weekend. But just because you're here tonight doesn't mean that you can't have a good Valentine's weekend, and I can share tonight with you guys. Okay, first things first, let's see what we have going on in the law subreddit. I'm gonna be a little self-conscious tonight, because I might have a particular special viewer. So I might be a little bit flustered. We'll see though. Okay. I haven't felt like this not on top of the news since I started the channel. Okay. I feel like I caught a couple things and then they just disappeared over the from my mind over the past couple days. Holy shit, no way. Maxwell lied on her US citizenship application? Checked no to questions about criminal conduct and... Oh, well, of course she's gonna lie about that. I mean, that's not really news. I'm sure anytime somebody who's applied for US citizenship then gets nailed for ongoing crimes, you could do the same thing. 2002. Okay. Minneapolis ICE shooting charges dropped after video exposes untruthful officer testimony. Is this... No, this isn't Chicago, so this isn't Marimar Martinez. God, that video... Okay, I need to find the Marimar Martinez video, because we didn't cover that on stream. God, I hate that story so much. Okay, what is this one, though? I'll look that up in a second. Hold on. I need to make the tab or I'm going to forget. Yeah, that's the one. What? Did I miss something already? Okay, no. In Minneapolis, charges against 2 Venezuelan men accused of assaulting immigration officers were dismissed with prejudice, meaning prosecutors cannot simply dust themselves off and try again. Immigration and Customs Enforcement now say 2 of its agents may have made untruthful statements in sworn testimony about the January shooting that left Julio Cesar Sosa Celis with a gunshot wound to the leg. ICE's acting director, Todd Lyons, said video evidence has revealed that sworn testimony provided by 2 separate officers appears to have made untruthful statements, adding that both officers were placed on administrative leave pending an internal investigation. Lyons also, I mean, they constantly lie about every single story. You could do the same thing with every single circumstance. I mean, it's not a great start when... Oh, hey, Maddie. You're at a family event? Okay, I mean, we'll see how late I'm gonna go tonight, and I am incredibly exhausted from this week, and I am out of the loop on the news, so we will see. This is a fun one for me. I hope you're having a good time. Okay, well, I appreciate it. I do love having my mod around, but you do need to have your own life. I hope you have a good time. So as I started to say, this is kind of a funny thing because the entire premise of most of what ICE has been doing has been based on a lie. The idea that they have authority to, hey, little pound cakes, happy Valentine's Day to you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I had my Valentine's yesterday. Today has been Dad Day, but I did have a very real and very good Valentine's Day yesterday. It's fantastic. Date did go good. I don't kiss and tell, but a date did go good. And she might be watching, so I can't say anything. But it was good. What? What is that statement? I don't know what that. Gay new mom? What is that? You mean for the chat? If I'm dad, you get to be mom? Okay, and if that's what you're talking about, okay. God, don't fluster me, little pound cakes. Jeez. So as I was saying, I have 20 kids. The chat, the Discord. I've got more kids than that in other Discords. I do get called dad too frequently. So as I was saying, everything that ICE is doing is premised on a lie. The idea that they can conduct raids on people's homes without a judicial warrant. The idea that they can stop people based on the color of their skin or based on the language they're speaking. Yeah, as I was saying, stop. Hey, little Donnie Fund, how you doing tonight? Little Pound Cakes, did you do anything with your Valentine's Day? Did y'all post anything in chat that I already forgot about that I need to cover? What do we got in here? In Discord. Nick Shirley. Little Donnie Fund, what is this about Bitcoin? Do I need to cover that? Lesbian group date. It was lame. I don't enjoy nightclubs. Queer nightclubs have been the only place where I felt a little bit more like in my element. I think like the community is very welcoming of neurodivergent people too, I think, and they are my people. I love you guys. Have you covered the pardons from the other day? 21 of them? No. I've been saying that I have been out of the loop on the news for the past few days, so I'm gonna need you guys to catch me up. There was a girl puking in the sink and I narked on her, but she didn't need to be. You got a link for me, little Donnie Fun? Like, little pound cakes, like, I have never felt so conflicted in a statement before. It's like, how could you do that to her? But also, yeah, you're right. Good on you. We do have the, one piece of news I'm definitely aware of is the passage of the House bill for requiring photo ID, or not a photo ID, proof of citizenship for voting, which is insane. So insane. I can't handle it. I hate this. I hate this moment in reality. It's such whiplash because my personal life is going great right now, but the world is falling down around me. What is that? Why? Girl, it was literally 10 and already puking. Ooh. Handle your shit. Get out. Little Johnny Fun, when you come back, yeah, tell me if you've been having a good Valentine's weekend, okay? Unless you don't want to talk about Valentine's weekend. Yeah, you know, and in another way, maybe you helped that person. They needed to get their evening moving in a different direction. Okay, I don't see anything that's really been posted in the Discord for the past couple days. Okay. This matters because the government's original account was not a minor detail. It formed the spine of the prosecution. The Department of Homeland Security initially described a chaotic scene on January 14th. A car chase involving a Venezuelan national in the country illegally, a struggle on the ground, and an alleged attack by additional men wielding a snow shovel and a broom handle. What? An alleged attack by additional men wielding a snow shovel and a broom handle, prompting the officer to fire defensive shots because he... Jesus. But as charging documents and subsequent statements emerged, the narrative visibly shrank. Officials revised who they said fled in the car, shifting the focus from Sosa Celis to Alfredo Alejandro Alhorna, and walked back an early claim that 3 people attacked the officer, with court papers indicating 2. When Minnesota's top federal prosecutor, Daniel N. Rosen, asked the court to dismiss the case, he did so in unusually blunt language, saying newly discovered evidence was materially inconsistent with the allegations, and that dismissal with prejudice will serve the interests of justice. On Friday, a judge granted that request, and the case was dismissed. Hell yeah. That is not a procedural hiccup. That is a warning flare. Okay. Now it looks like ChatGPT wrote this. This is the biggest red flag AI writing that I've ever seen. Y'all know this, like, construction, right? Y'all seen this? That's not a blank. It's a blank. That's specifically ChatGPT. I hope so. She had girlfriends, thankfully, but she didn't need to be in a club. I hope she took that as a sign and went home. Here you go on the pardons. It was from 4 weeks ago. Thought it was more recent. Oh. I'm still not sure that I heard about it.
Yesterday, Donald Trump secretly...
Oh, okay, so this is what you shared in the Discord about, you made a comment about Bitcoin. There we go.
Granted a whole bunch more pardons. I'm hearing that there are 21 total pardons and commutations, but some of them still remain under wraps. Let me tell you about the ones we know about. I'm Liz Oyer, the former pardon attorney for the Department of Justice. So the first one's really nuts. Remember?
Ooh, who was it that resigned? Was that today? Somebody resigned today or yesterday. I need to look that one up too. I need a notepad.
I told you about Adriana Camberos, a woman that Trump granted clemency to during his first presidency and now has ended up back in prison on her second federal fraud conviction.
Oh yeah, I didn't even cover Bondi at all. Did I? No, we did. That was Wednesday. So I did cover Bondi. That was nuts.
Well, Trump granted her clemency again, and her brother, who was her co-defendant, as well. Second, Trump has granted a full pardon to Wanda Vasquez Garced, the former governor of Puerto Rico, who Trump has referred to as a Trump-supporting governor, as well as her 2 co-defendants. Vasquez was prosecuted for taking bribes from a Venezuelan businessman named Julio Herrera Valentine.
Oh, little Donnie Fund, you're talking about how like they're paying for these things with Bitcoin, right? That's how all these people are like purchasing their pardons. I remember hearing that.
Herrera's daughter donated a total of $3.5 million to MAGA Inc., and then her father and his 2 co-defendants got a full pardon from Trump. Trump also
Shakes head very fast. No? What? Am I wrong?
Also pardoned a guy named Taryn Pizer. He was convicted of insider trading and sentenced to 42 months in prison. He was also ordered to pay back over $17 million. He was actually just sentenced in June of 2025, and prosecutors in Trump's own DOJ.
How, I hate when people call that shaking their head. This is shaking your head. This is nodding your head. Confusing me like that.
Including the U.S. attorney he appointed, Bill Asaley, lauded the sentence as a just result. But now, Donald Trump has wiped it out with a pardon. Trump also commuted the sentence of Jacob Deutsch, who was sentenced in 2024 to 5 years in prison for a very large mortgage fraud. This was actually Deutsch's second federal fraud conviction. The New York Times is reporting that several lawyers and lobbyists with close ties to Trump worked behind the scenes to get these clemencies granted. Because, of course, we all know that Donald Trump has established a pay-to-play justice system.
Not just a, I mean, I was going to say not just a pay-to-play justice system, but I guess that's what it would be. Like, what else would you pay for? But, like, it's incredibly telling how frequently he is giving these pardons, and they're all just criminals over and over again. I mean, you shouldn't have to give pardons to people who aren't obviously criminals, but that does keep happening. But like, man, the whole immigration thing with supposedly about drugs, and then he's pardoning like drug lords at like just over and over and over and over again. Party of law and order, it's gone. Justice, quote unquote, like making a mockery of every name. I remember hearing recently about how the Department of War was never officially changed, so it's not really the Department of War still. Gaslighting us to the moon, yeah. Man, well, I mean, nobody makes somebody a lefty or a liberal faster than learning that you've been being gaslit by people your whole life, right? So that you just need to help people realize.
I think you all know this, but as somebody who worked for several years trying to get clemencies for deserving people, this abuse of the clemency system is really quite upsetting. I'm sure more information will come to light over the next couple of days, and I will keep you posted.
And this is why when we were drafting the Constitution last time, we were talking about how the pardon power has to go, at least for being held by a single individual, unless we're talking about somebody who's strictly the head of state in a system that separates state, what would I call that? State duties separate from like justice duties. Like if we were strictly talking about foreign nationals, and that person can pardon those people for, diplomacy purposes. But as far as domestic pardons, that should never be in any one person's hands. Like we can have a clemency board. We didn't talk about that last time, but we could have a panel that grants clemency, and then there will actually be a basis that people argue for clemency with each other on. But one person, just because, like, why? How did anyone ever think that was a good idea? You like her stuff, Lawyer Oyer? I haven't seen any of her stuff before. All right, the next thing I wanted to look at was Marimar Martinez. This looks like it was also Wednesday, but I don't think I talked about it on Wednesday.
Now to the new images.
If y'all remember me talking about Martinez's case on Wednesday, let me know, and I'll just move on. Come on. There we go.
Tonight showing federal agents in action as part of the president's.
So if y'all don't know who Marimar Martinez is, I think this was back in October during the Chicago raids. There was some kind of collision between her vehicle and another. She had been following some ICE agents to try to notify people that they were coming around. She was honking her horn. And multiple ICE agents already had, I mean, at least one. I'm going to just stick with at least one ICE agent already had their gun drawn in this confrontation and said, "Try something, bitch," before the collision occurred. And she walked out of it alive after being shot 5 times. Boy. And she has been going through a case ever since. I don't know whether she brought a case herself or if it was just, I know there were criminal charges against her. I don't know if those are 2 separate things that have been going on, but there were criminal charges brought against her for that event. And body cam video came out a few days ago showing exactly how full of shit ICE constantly is.
It's ongoing immigration.
Before I let it roll, okay. Little Pound Cakes. Little Johnny Fun. Yes, absolutely. If we are to have pardons, it needs to be a group of people who make suggestions to the president or something, but nothing where the president is in direct control. I mean, just have a completely separate board. He doesn't need to be in charge of it at all. I mean, maybe he can make recommendations to the clemency board, but it doesn't need to be so. And Little Pound Cakes, I had a talk with my dad yesterday. He said he's not disappointed that I'm gay, but that I'm a socialist. Oh. And he doesn't know where he went wrong. Well, the best place to start would be defining what's wrong with socialism. Did you try getting him to do that? Because most of the time they can't really explain that. I told him I would like to explain how and why I think the way I do, but he said, "You can explain all you want, but I don't care." Still kind of hurts at the ripe age of 30, and it never won't hurt. I'll finish your comment first. I think we agree on a lot, but he can't look past a party line off topic, but wanted to share it. No, I appreciate that, Little Pound Cakes. I'm proud of you for going through everything you go through and, you know, maintaining who you are. It's definitely not easy. I know, coming from a different, like, a background that your parents don't support. I've unfortunately had to talk with too many people that are that way with their own kids. Ads? Is it running ads without me? What? Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second until I get my shit together. I didn't think I was running ads. Okay, ads just ran on my channel? Confirm? Because I didn't think I was running ads. Just the turbo thing. Just Twitch advertising itself? Huh. Well, that's obnoxious. Would like to have a more meaningful conversation besides weather and health, but what can you do? I mean, everybody's got to take their own path. Everybody got to do their own journey on that one. I eventually reached a place where I thought the interactions that I get out of my dad are not worth it to me. Every time is undermining and invalidating. And so I just stopped having conversations with my dad. I will never be able to connect with the idea that some people have that, you know, family is family and you just gotta suck it up and maintain that relationship for what it is. I support people for having that position. I think that's a very strong thing for them to do. Bless them, way to go. But I don't get it. I think family is something you choose. I'm glad to see an empathetic father like yourself. It means something to me if you don't hear it at all. Yeah, I keep making sure that my daughter knows that whoever she is, she will consistently have love and support. Blau Chips? I'm not sure how I should say that. Blau Chips. Hi. How's it going, Blau Chips? If you want to correct me on the pronunciation of that, go ahead and do so. How's your Valentine's evening going? Oh, I was irritated. But I was talking about Martinez, and I think I was about ready to let the video roll again.
Crackdown. First, according to Homeland Security, an undocumented migrant in St. Paul, Minnesota, was attempting to elude agents today as he ran red lights and ultimately crashed. In another case involving Border Patrol agents, the new video out today
It wasn't
is our
ICE, it
very
was
first
Border
look
Patrol.
at the
That's my
case
mistake.
of a 30-year-old U.S.
Oh, well, good morning, Blow Chips. And I assume... Okay, I do think Valentine's Day would be the same elsewhere, so maybe I guess I missed it for you. I hope it was good, though.
Citizen shot 5 times by a federal agent in Chicago last fall. Here's Lilia Luciano.
In this newly released body
Look,
cam
oh my
video,
God.
immigration agents...
Oh my God, look at that trigger. What do they call that? Trigger... Oh God. I suddenly can't remember it. Not responsibility. God, I can't think of the word. They're not handling their trigger right. Dude's already got his finger in the ring guard with his finger on the trigger. Discipline, thank you. I couldn't think of the freaking word discipline. Awful trigger discipline. Unless he's intending to kill. Which would also be its own kind of failure of discipline. But he's sitting in his car. All this woman is doing is driving along beside him, honking her horn. And look at his fucking finger. That's evil. Just cruelty.
are heard making taunting comments about
And there's
Manuel
another one.
Martinez, who had
Actually got some trigger discipline on that guy. Not that makes it a ton better. Like, less immediate risk, I guess.
been following them while honking, she said, warning neighbors about ICE presence.
You've been watching too much conspiracy stuff lately? Too much dark stuff? What kind of conspiracy stuff are we talking? Because I really did I did a collaboration a few weeks back with Echoplex Media, and I got on his stream on his conspiracy bingo night, and he and I just watched conspiracy videos together and just did commentary, and that I hadn't done anything like that before. That was a lot of fun. We watched a video on how to summon an AI demon. Can't say that was super dark, but it was fun. I feel like my lighting's not right. Let me play with that just a little bit. I'm good with that. I like that. Been reading the Epstein files. Okay. I know what conspiracy means as an attorney. I know what conspiracy means, but I hate to associate that word with the whole Epstein files thing, because I think it communicates to the layperson that it's not real. There is so much that, yeah. If y'all want to update me with your most interesting Epstein finds, because I can't keep up with it. It's too much all the time. But I'm happy to hear the latest on that. Welcome to a group of apathetical American. A non-apathetic stream. I don't consider myself apathetic. How dare you, little pound cakes? And my few important people are not apathetic. Keith Frankel. I don't think I've seen that name come up. You're post-MAGA and Lefty. I was never MAGA. I am post-conservative. As the MAGA movement rose, I said, fuck this. I was a conservative that was saying no way to that. But I am a lefty, for sure. I am a post-fundy Christian conservative lefty. How are you doing tonight, Shahis? Hope you had a good Valentine's Day. Well, suffice it to say, the conspiracy theorists were right all along. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about conspiracies. Conspiracies are real. All the theories aren't necessarily. And I hate to say the conspiracy theorists were right, because, well, which theories are we talking about? Because I'm sure there were tons that didn't make it to the finish line. Can we do a 9/11 collab when the time comes? That's my bread and butter. For sure. You DM me, let me know what you want to do for 9/11. Are we talking about 9/11 trutherism? Like MAGA is just breaking up, post-MAGA would be fighting denial to enter the center right. Whoa, I'm gonna have to read that sentence again. Like MAGA is just breaking up. Post-MAGA would be fighting denial to enter the center right. I'm not sure I follow. I have recovered from conservatism. That's where I'm at. I'm safely on the left. I'm a democratic socialist. I think the Satanism was disturbed me the most. Human sacrifices and cannibalism. We had a great conversation about Baal in here like a week ago. The dude was insisting how important it was that Epstein had a bank account named after Baal, and all of us in here were like, I don't know if it matters what he named his bank account after. What we care about is whether he was abusing children, and sure, separately if he was eating children. But its association with a fictional deity, doesn't change things for me. You thought I was a lawyer? I am a lawyer. What do you mean? What? What have I said in the past few minutes that has impacted your perception of me being a lawyer? Okay, but like that's not Satanism, LMAO. Well, I mean, yeah, no, Baal is not Satanism, but I mean, it comes around to the same idea for me. Like, we're talking about did they worship Satan? Did they worship Baal? Does that matter to what they were doing? It doesn't matter what they were doing, but call it what you will. But it's pretty dark. I mean, sure. Yeah, a better class of lawyer. During the day, I work in Medicaid. But at night, I am a Twitch lawyer, and apparently a Twitch dad. Isn't it the job of lawyers to deal in the most convoluted sentences? I would say more like to say precisely what you mean to say, which may seem to others like a convoluted sentence, but I can't parse what you're saying. Post-MAGA would be fighting denial to enter the center right. Are you saying the denial is that you are entering the center right? Are you fighting the denial that you are? I don't know who is. You say just post-MAGA. So if I were to say that I was being post-MAGA, I would be entering the center right, but denying that and fighting that denial. Hearsay. Who said? I have yet to have to like try to explain hearsay to somebody in this channel, and I dread the day that I try to, because it is convoluted to law students. I don't know if I could do it for lay people. I can try. Also, I'm not even joking. When I get my VA disability money, if your team needs a paralegal, I would move to Texas. If by team we mean that eventually I have enough people working together on this channel that I need a paralegal for my Twitch channel, sure. I don't know if I'm ever going to be in the position where I would invite you to work at my current job. Wouldn't do that. I don't have the heart.
All right, it's time to get aggressive and get the out, because they're trying to box us in.
The agents and DHS said Martinez had ran.
Okay, so she's like, we can't see it from here at this point, but Marimar Martinez is driving beside them. There's a car behind them, and he says it's time to get aggressive. Granted, he follows that up by saying they're trying to box us in, but note, it was him that said they were going to get aggressive. There was an intent before the action occurred. Well, denial that they were wrong, irrationally following the words of a single man, all that, they would be the average post-MAGA. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. So they're saying that they are just now taking the rational position and denying that they were not being irrational before. They have maintained rationality the whole time and are just using that as an opportunity and excuse to move away from the insane thing they've been following the whole time. I got you. Okay. Oh boy. Well, I hope that we can transition from this process of that BS into well, maybe we can get you to see that it's the same people that you're being fed bullshit by that got you to follow MAGA in the first place, that is still getting you to support conservatism. Like, why do you still hold to these quote unquote conservative ideals? Who does that benefit? It's benefiting the people who told you to support that in the first place and taught you to never question it. So maybe you should start questioning the rest of what came with the package. Because I think that's often how it works for a lot of people. It's like, oh, there was this lie, and then this lie, and then this lie. Wait. Has it all been? Where does it stop? And I think a lot of people just stop looking at it and they go, okay, I'm just going to restart. Maybe I restart and ask myself what I care about.
Rammed into the agent's car and then tried to run him over. The video shows the driver, Border Patrol agent Charles Exum, as he tells agents in the car they will make contact.
We're going to make contact and we're boxed in.
We are boxed in.
Exum
We're going to make contact. We are boxed in. It's time to get aggressive. We're going to make contact.
is seen quickly steering left and right. Then he steps out of the car, gun in hand.
Be advised, we've been struck, we've been struck.
Jeez. Did we see the steering wheel in this one? No?
We are boxed in.
Okay, you can see it over there on the
Exum is
left.
seen quickly steering
Yep,
left and
there
right.
it is.
Then he steps out of
We're going to get a better look at it in a second, but if y'all haven't seen this video yet, down here, you can see the driver and what he's doing with the steering wheel. They blame her for this. They say it's time to get aggressive. They say we're going to make contact, and you can watch this driver as they're about to make contact.
Exum is seen quickly steering left and right. Then he steps out of the car,
He slams the steering wheel to the left,
gun in hand.
jumps out with a gun.
Martinez testified before Congress
God.
last week.
I looked down and I noticed
I'm going to back it up one more time. I don't want to watch it again because I don't want to hear that again. That messes with my head. But where is it? Where is it? This man, I don't want to put attempted at the front of this, but I guess I need to, isn't it attempted? And now I will follow through saying, is a murderer. That man is a murderer. An attempted murderer. He went out there with that intent. He wanted to kill that woman for honking her horn. I'm just sometimes so stunned. Like, I was that stunned when I watched it. I mean, I already knew this is what happened, but to get to see the body cam footage of it, I'm sometimes stunned by this. Doing this channel, hoping to convince people, hoping to get people in touch with their more humane side again. I'm constantly taken back to when I was a kid, and I think, like, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, it's the ozone layer. The hole in the ozone layer is the problem. Plastic in the ocean is the problem. These various problems, and I thought, by the time I'm an adult, they'll have fixed all this because they have very smart people working. The government wants to fix these things, and they're hiring all these smart people that are going to fix these problems. And by the time I'm an adult, we'll have fixed what few problems are left in this world. And I hate to think about that kid when I watch shit like this that I have to live with in the modern age. I would never have thought that this is what the world would become, rather than the pristine, perfect society that I thought we were headed toward. Liddy, hearsay was probs the most difficult part of evidence law. Yeah, no kidding. To be fair, I still don't understand all the nuances of it. Worth noting, though, there's a lot of exceptions for hearsay. Like most business documents are technically hearsay, but they're also pretty easily admitted into evidence. So just saying something is hearsay doesn't immediately mean it's objectionable or irrelevant. Yeah, it's freaking insane. It's like anytime you hear somebody say, "Well, that doesn't matter because it's hearsay," like, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. Because like there's so many different levels of analysis of it. It's like, okay, first, is it hearsay? Okay, well, based on just the definition, is it an out of court statement that is being introduced to prove the truth of the statement? That itself is just complicated to explain to a layperson. Like, what am I supposed to say for that? And it's funny because, you know, the law professor struggled with it too. It's like, you guys don't know this. I have to teach it anew. And I don't know what to say other than the definition, and y'all still don't understand that. But then beyond that, you have to go like another step and go like, okay, so there are some cases where what would otherwise be hearsay isn't hearsay. And so those cases are cases where a thing that would be hearsay would be brought in. But then there are even more cases where it's like, okay, so but this one is hearsay, but there are just some exceptions where sometimes we allow hearsay. So just saying something is hearsay doesn't mean anything. Disturbing this information is coming out 4 months later. I know. I legit think the officers are making snuff films. Yeah, no kidding. The guy who shot Renee Good, I agree with that. I think that's what he was doing. Fun fact, in the Netherlands, there are police that have to be trained for 2 years. Then they have to do on-the-job training until they are vetted to go into the field. Yeah, I mean, America is woefully inept at, I mean, I don't know if inept is the right word. They're just uncaring, woefully uncaring about the amount of training that their law enforcement officers or law or justice officers go through. Okay, I don't want to watch that again, so we're going to jump ahead.
For Congress last week.
I looked down and I noticed blood gushing out of my arms and legs, and I realized I've been shot multiple times.
The newly released material includes multiple text messages.
Okay, this isn't the same video I watched before, but so you can see in the in other video that she drives off away immediately afterwards. She was shot 5 times and then drives away. I don't know what to I can't imagine that. And besides that, the video where you can see her driving away, you also see that they were not boxed in. There was a car behind them, and there was a car to the left of them. They had no one at all in front of them, and there was nothing to say that they couldn't keep driving, that there was going to be any kind of obstruction. And then, of course, they said she rammed her car into them. Then Kash Patel said that if you attack our agents, this FBI will come after you and find you. Then they charged her. Like they tried to get her convicted of crimes for them shooting her, attempting to kill her. And then they had to, the body cam footage and some other evidence came out, and they had to ask the judge to dismiss their own case. Well, good evening, you salty sea dog. Thanks, Optimus. Good evening. Did you have a good Valentine's Day or Valentine's weekend so far? Not to be like an education supremacist, but a 2-year degree is not enough in my eyes to be an officer. We need to be better. I mean, in an ideal world, I would hope they would also have to have law training. They would also have to go to law school, and then we would have people that go into being the advocates for the law, and there would be the people who go into like writing the law, and there'd be the people who go on to enforcing the law who have to have the same level of knowledge. That would just be unrealistic, but that would be ideal. Then you would know these people at least have the level of dedication to the law to go through multiple years of school for it. Okay, anybody got anything else for me? Still got links up from last time. Maybe in other countries it works, but in America, a 2-year degree does not cut it. I mean, is there any place in America that requires a 2-year degree for being an officer? Do I have the right window up? Did I? Oh, okay. No, this isn't it. Oh, it's this one. Okay. No, it's not that. Oh, it's this one. Okay, got it. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I got it. No. No, there's no place in America that requires a 2-year degree. I didn't think so. Okay, courts have ruled 4,400 times that ICE jailed people illegally. Almost HIV positive, some... Don't say that, little pound cakes. Don't... Almost HIV positive, some California cities allow 2-year degrees for patrol officer, but I could be wrong. Don't. Courts have ruled that. Oh, there was another story that I wanted to. Oh, shoot. Oh, I wrote it down. Oh, we got Venezuela. That's a thing. I can't just search Venezuela. Austin. Oh, well, I hadn't seen that. Okay, well, that's interesting. What? No way. That's a wild statement. I mean, maybe factually correct. I don't know their law, but also kind of wild. I can't get an alignment here. Okay. Goddamn. Okay. Nicolas Maduro is still the legitimate leader of Venezuela, the country's acting president said in an exclusive interview with NBC News. Didn't the acting president, weren't they part of the group that collaborated with the United States to have Maduro removed? Am I wrong? What? What? Isn't the current sitting leader basically Maduro 2.0? The transition of power was way too peaceful for it to not be organized. I mean, I'm pretty sure that we know it was organized. Where are you getting that from? Where am I getting what from? That the regime under Maduro worked with the United States to have Maduro removed? I'm pretty sure the United States said that they worked with the Maduro regime and the military because that's what they wanted. I mean, I guess we can look it up. Let's figure it out. Machu Pao. Hey, the only thing that was organized is this meeting. Kiss me. I'm sorry. I would if it weren't for the past week. I can't go kissing people on stream. Sorry. I'm a little caught up. Where the only thing that was organized is this meeting? Like, this meeting, you mean the stream? Okay, let's see what we can look up here. Hold on. Here, I'll adjust it in a second. Here, I'll just make this go away for a second, and then I'll adjust the screen. We're live. 2:15, 26, 12:18 a.m. Wondering about the abduction of Nicolas Maduro. Pretty sure I remember it being in the news that the U.S. collaborated with people under Maduro carry it out. Can you deny or verify? Please provide sources. Oh, it's headphones? Headphones. I heard a sentence someone used recently about the US is basically outsourcing being a superpower. I agree with that. I would say it's internal outsourcing mostly, though, if that makes sense. Internal outsourcing. Okay, let's make this viewable. I can confirm this. Okay. Well, the Claude stream team says that it's a validated story. Let's see what source we can pull up. Yeah, sorry, good point at the end and should have clarified. Okay, on January 3rd, 2026, the U.S. military carried out Operation Absolute Resolve, a large-scale raid on Caracas that resulted in the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores. They were transferred to the USS Iwo Jima and then flown to New York to face... I switched screens and now I lost track of where I was saying. There we go. They flew to New York to face narco-terrorism charges in the Southern District of New York. As for insider collaboration, your memory is largely correct, though the picture is nuanced. The CIA covertly installed a small team inside Venezuela starting in August 2025 to track Maduro's patterns, locations, and movements. Their assets included a CIA source operating within the Venezuelan government who helped track Maduro's location ahead of his capture. Given the precision of the snatch and grab operation, analysts at CSIS assessed it was highly likely that the U.S. had assistance from regime insiders, either looking to cash in the $50 million reward or negotiate more favorable exit terms for themselves. Okay, so it seems a little less clear that, anyway. Regarding specific figures in Maduro's inner circle, the Guardian, citing 4 sources, reported that Vice President Delcy Rodriguez had previously assured U.S. officials she would cooperate in the event of Maduro's ousting. And who are we talking about in the story? Delcy Rodriguez. That's what I thought. Interesting. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez had previously assured U.S. officials she would cooperate in the event of Maduro's ousting, though the sources insisted she did not actively help the U.S. topple him, and that the abduction was not a pre-engineered coup. Right, but it's saying, like, I won't get in the way if you go for it. And now she seems to be going back on that. Reuters also reported that U.S. officials had been in contact with Diosdado Cabello in the months preceding the operation, though it was unclear if they discussed future governance. Rodriguez was sworn in as interim president on January 5th. Notably, Trump expressed a preference for working with Rodriguez over the opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, despite Machado calling for the installation of Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia. So in short, there was confirmed CIA infiltration and intelligence sourcing from within the Venezuelan government. Strong reporting suggesting key Maduro deputies had back-channel contact. And Delcy Rodriguez said that she wouldn't get in the way. She cannot be outspoken in the given circumstances. There are only moles. I mean, it wasn't a coup when you think about it. Government didn't change. Admin is the same, just a different face at the top. I mean, when you have an authoritarian, I would still call it a coup. I mean, if we want to talk from CGP Grey perspective, when the keys to power no longer have confidence that you will maintain their power, then they have to oust you. That would be a coup. That's what happened. Feels weird to call it a coup, you know? I mean, yeah, because the change of hands wasn't meaningful to the people, I guess. I understand what you mean. A pressure campaign, a siege. I mean, the leader of the government is gone. He was physically removed. I would say it's correct to call that a coup. Interesting. In the days following Maduro's capture on January 3rd, Rodriguez was highly critical of the U.S. military action against him. Her position in this has been very interesting. Yeah, like, I get the sentiment, but my mind always thinks of coups as like, why is my own army pointing a gun at me? Neither you nor your allies are the admins, though. Fake outrage. But would the Venezuelan people revolt without American involvement? I mean, they're not doing it with American involvement. I mean, they are right now, but not because of the change of administration. That was the story that I was trying to pull up. Is riots the right word? Venezuela protests over aid. Maybe I'm remembering a different country, but I was pretty sure that a law was instituted, or some laws were instituted that were very pro employer. And it was like increasing the workday by 50% and allowing companies to pay workers with food and lodging instead of money. And the people are very rightly upset about that. That's the part where I'm just not so sure about, and the fact that there was so much collusion about oil and companies behind closed doors. Yeah, is popular sentiment even clear in Venezuela? Like in Iran, we know for sure the popular sentiment is anti-regime. I'm pretty sure I mean, I could be victim of, propaganda, but I'm pretty sure that the sentiment in Venezuela is anti-Maduro regime. I can always be wrong. That's part of the gist of the channel. Because I want to recommend to people that they accept that they can be wrong. They can not know what they think they know. And even us people who have professional careers and education can be wrong. We can all accept that. There is no shame, and we only learn by realizing we're wrong or that we don't know something. If the Epstein files have shown us anything, it's that somehow Israel will be involved. Continuous heartbreak in existence over the Epstein files. It's just insane that this is even a thing that's happening, that happened, this continues to happen. I think I've covered all aspects of time in that sentence. The Pam Bondi hearing, just woof. Never seen an attorney general be so embarrassing before. Also realizing that she was 60 and realizing that the amount of makeup she has on her face, I didn't realize she was 60. That was crazy. You can't write movie villains that scary. Like, for fear of being too blatant, yeah. Wouldn't be so sure on this, to be honest. All right. Oh, you mean about Iran? However, one needs to consider that her hands are tied. She cannot try the U.S. and risk irreparable harm to the people. I don't think the Maduro regime is concerned about the people. Hasn't the Maduro regime been fucking with elections? I don't remember what's going on there, but I remember it not being great. They certainly are. Can't remember what that's in reference to. They are fucking with elections? I just don't know. There's so much misinformation around Venezuela that it's difficult to find good optics. What does chat think? Do we need to look up sources on what the sentiment in Venezuela is, or do we move on with our day? Because I'm happy to do either one. We can educate ourselves on what sources are saying about the sentiment, or we can move to something else. Yeah. Anybody who prevents opposition parties from running, that's not great. That is against the interest of the people. About the Iranian stuff, pretty clear. Honestly, don't mind. The Venezuelan one is surrounded by so much fog of war, it's still hard to determine. Well, from what Liddy said, it doesn't sound that hard. But for the moment, I will move on. I don't think we can ever get close to the reliable numbers on that, to be honest. Okay. What else? What else? Courts have ruled elderly woman kills family of 4 at a bus stop, driving 70 miles per hour in a 30. Okay. Kristi Noem left humiliated. That requires humility. After ICE director admits agents she defended lied under oath. I mean, that's nothing now. That's literally nothing. Lying under oath doesn't mean anything anymore. It means nothing if you don't use the power you have to enforce it. And we just watched Pam Bondi lie under oath. Is somebody going to do something about it? Certainly doubt it. Democrats are allergic to using the power they were given by the people. I can't claim that one, Optimus. It's too obvious for me to claim it. Trump says he will issue executive order to get voter ID requirements before midterms. Literally don't have the power to do that. Don't have the power to do that. That's not what executive orders are. That's not what federal power is. There's so many things wrong with that. Yeah, like saying someone is lying under oath and doing something about lying under oath are two very different things. I mean, just like the emoluments clause, right? Why even have an emoluments clause if we're not going to enforce it? I mean, I had to write a whole paper in law school about whether the emoluments clause is even enforceable in any way. I argued that it was. I have less optimism about that now. I was so innocent. I was so innocent back in law school. I thought that law mattered. I thought that it meant something. Don't bet your life savings on that assertion. You guys are having an argument, huh? Oh, y'all sweet little chillins. I thought ethics meant something. Yeah, I mean, I still hold fast to my values that I think most people, I think most conservatives, I think most MAGA have at their core altruistic values. They just have so much bullshit built up on top of those things that they are blocked from receiving sunlight anymore. And you have to find a way to reach those things to actually start building towards something better. That's why part of why I started this channel. That's the philosophy I built this channel on. And it's one I still maintain, but the past few months have really shown me that I underestimated how much evil is out there. That is not to say that I was wrong about the people I'm talking about. The people I'm talking about may be fewer than I thought they were. I was not prepared for the amount of evil that a huge, apparently, number of people are capable of. They're sick. They're sick. Hello. What's up, Evelyn? Evil alien, they're the inside joke about you being called Evelyn is just like I can't even tell you who it was that called you that. I don't know which of the righties it was, but which of them was too illiterate to know what your name said. But like, it's not going to make sense to anybody new. Clueless. Oh, yeah. I remember the name. I'm trying to remember the rest of the name, but Clueless is enough to tell me something. Congress, they think this is normal. I just don't think we can find a reliable source in the popular sentiment. It's insane how quickly the MAGA movement killed their cultural impact. Right? I mean, it's the same modus operandi. It's they never changed who they were along the way. It just got to the point where they were a subversive group. They were a subversive mentality that was building steam, and they could get more subversive people to jump on board. But at the point it became mainstream, when it came to the dominant political like thought on the forefront, you continue to act subversive, people just start going, ugh, what is that? You can't do that. So they just kept acting like their degenerate selves, and like the rest of the world just saw them for what they were, and they just ruined the goodwill they had with the people who didn't see who they were on the internet. That's what it is. They couldn't even make Charlie. Yeah, I thought they were going to succeed at making Charlie Kirk a martyr. I saw that start, and I was like, I guess this is where we're going. But no, they really couldn't. You're right. I hadn't thought about that. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And that's exactly why. What I was saying is like Erica Kirk couldn't stop being who she was, and so by the time what her private self was, what her online self was, came out and was just on the public stage, everyone went, "Oh God, what is that? Don't do that. We don't want that." Kind of clueless. I think evangelical righty from the VAs you've debated a few times. Wow, little pound cakes. Wow. Ew, gross. Yeah. Erica Kirk killed any chance they had. Yep. We all saw it. And the Saysan JD Vance? Kind of difficult to martyrize someone with views and readily accessible, indefensible opinions like that too. Liddy, that's the problem, is I don't know that it is. I think if they had been competent, it's not about competence. If they just hadn't been so publicly disgusting, I think they would have succeeded in making him a martyr, because there were enough people who just heard what people were saying about him and were like, well, yeah, that sounds like a great person. Why did... Like, they hear that he's a great person. They hear that he stood for free speech. They heard that he spread that message. They heard that a lefty killed him. And they were ready and willing to accept it. But with how publicly disgusting Erica Kirk was, it didn't work. Very possible, little pound cakes. Yeah, but if you can do it for Confederate generals, they can do it here. Literally that. Having the competence to actually do it. The competence to restrain yourself from being publicly disgusting. That's all you have to be competent enough to do. With the Epstein files catching more steam, what is the likelihood that Mr. Orange will actually be taken to court? Free speech lawsuits mount after Charlie Kirk assassination? What? What? Don't take this out of context, but Jesus, even the Nazis understood how it worked. Right? In public, you have to maintain that pristine image. Not that you... Like, it's not your pristine image. Like, it's almost like you can be, like, you, the individual, can be as disgusting as you want, but the ideals you stand for, they have to be pristine. But the moment that you can't keep the ideals pristine because you can't keep your public image separate from it, that's where it fails. The urban young have been protesting for years. The shopkeepers have joined them. Even the right... no, I need to stay out of that conversation. Yep, I need to stay out of that conversation. We have a child touching lard that... What? We have a child touching lard that a majority of our population voted into office. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Or even if they aren't pristine, but it's separating the public image. Exactly. Yep. Liddy, we don't shame use of AI on this channel. We know people are going to use it. We just have to use it correctly. So you have to be able to you have to be able to cite to sources from the AI to validate what it says. That's the important thing. AI is a perfectly legitimate way to get information. It just you have to not prime it, and you have to require that it give you sources, and you have to be able to be media literate enough to interpret those sources. No, Evil Evelyn, we did not. There are no AP polls. What do you want? Did we ever hear definitively Tyler Robinson is a leftist? Grok put a bikini on JD pants. Grok is a thing. That's the reality we live in. Like the perfect example. Okay. Resizing the window. Guys, so far the most frustrating part about being a like political content streamer is like all the articles you pull up, you have to constantly resize your windows, unless I'm doing something wrong and no one has been telling me. 5 months after the assassination of right-wing activist Charlie Kirk, a wave of lawsuits reveals how Americans were investigated, fired, and in one case arrested for their online reactions to his death. The most dramatic case involves Larry Bushart, a retired police officer in Lexington, Tennessee, a self-described progressive and keyboard warrior. He had been posting memes that mocked Republican officials mourning over Kirk. Then local police came to his door. They were very vague. I don't think they understood why they were there, but that it involved a Facebook post. I remember seeing a video of a woman having like the FBI to come to her door and ask her similar questions. That disturbing. By the way, did you see Nick Fuentes the other day? And him basically going, I'm done with you guys. You're all so fucking lame. The memes of JD Vance's face hardly edited are so funny to me. Oh yeah, 180 on his audience. Honestly, I think he's an actual grifter. He's made so much money from it. Yeah, I mean, grifters is just another thing that I never would have expected as a kid to the level that they exist now. It's very clear that if people are willing to have abhorrent values, then there's nothing to stop them from grifting. Like, there are so many disgusting values that, like, somebody could hold true to those values and just maintain being that specific kind of jerk if they weren't disgusting enough to just lie about what their beliefs are for money. But if you are bad enough to hold those beliefs, then you're definitely the type of person who would just abandon them for money, because those beliefs aren't indicative enough of some kind of adherence to virtue. Some guy donated him $100. I mean, Maddie was telling me the other day to be prepared for my first $1,000 donation. I'm like, what did Nick say he was done with? I mean, I could have told you that from the beginning. The JE sweatshirts should have been enough. I'll try to find the clip. I don't think he does. I think he's just someone who does it for the grift and money. He trashes the right all the time when they aren't right enough. Oh boy. That could be never ending. He took the place of Alex Jones. Oh, wow. Alex Jones left a really, really disturbing vacuum. And he told him he was pathetic and to fuck off. Nick Fuentes told Alex Jones to fuck off? You don't think he's 100% serious about what he says? I think he's 100% serious about some things he says. That's the problem. Is like he's willing to say anything for the grift. But some of the things that he is willing to say are things that are terrible that he also believes. Nick Fuentes is a Fed to spew that level of hatred, and your name is Nicholas Fuentes? Nah, little pound cakes. Nah. I don't know. Hey, like, he's literally a gay furry. Not an insult thing at all, by the way. I mean, isn't this just all conservatives? Not all conservatives, but like all conservatives in power, I guess. It's all just deflection. Their entire front-facing persona is a lie to deflect. It's all kink play. Imagine like hey, just getting to know you. Like, what are you into? I'm like, I mean, I'm into publicly espousing fascist beliefs so that in my private space I can get off more on being a deviant. Don't hate me for that, okay? I don't really believe that stuff. It's not even really a joke. We know there were a lot of gay Nazis. They hate themselves. Lindsey Graham does have the Ladybug nickname for a reason. The grinder thing is a thing that exists. He wants the fact that J.E. is a pedophile to be less important than the fact that he is vaguely evil because of his Jewishness. Yeah, the circling the drain of all of the Jewish talk about this whole Epstein thing is just persistent and constantly yikes material. Their little boys' night out in Miami was pretty gay. Stephen Miller says what? Honestly, they spent a lot of time designing fashion. That's I think you're missing a key difference. All right. You guys in your off-topic debate. Okay. I think I'm going to wrap this up in 15 minutes, guys. I think that's the plan. Okay. What are we looking at again? Charlie Kirk. Oh, right. Free speech stuff. The local police had been sent there at the request of Sheriff Nick Weems of Perry County, Tennessee. He objected to a post that quoted President Trump telling people to get over a school shooting in Iowa 2 years ago, which Bushart says was meant to contrast with the call to memorialize Kirk. But the sheriff said it could be interpreted as a threat against the high school in his county, which shares the name of the school mentioned in the Trump meme. I knew that I'd threatened no one, and the conversation wasn't even about their local school or community. I thought, no, we were having a conversation about Charlie Kirk, his death, and your desire to hold memorial services for him. The sheriff had him arrested. Wow. Cool. Good conversation. That went well. Weems wouldn't speak to NPR, but last fall he spoke to News Channel 5 in Nashville. At the time, he blamed Bushart for refusing to delete the post. We sent Lexington Police Department out to speak to him, and he refused to do that. Yeah, wow. Imagine continuing to maintain your free speech. Holy shit, no way? What kind of person does that? What kind of person says he don't care? I'm not taking it down. Someone you disagree with. What? Oh, guys. Random bit of news. I was walking my dog with my kid the other day, and the person in my neighborhood that I keep walking by their house and thinking, I want to stop and ask them if I can interview them because they still have their Trump sign up in their front yard, and I'm perplexed at what kind of person does that. And they're in my neighborhood, so that means like they're my neighbor. I'm responsible for talking to my neighbors. So I want to talk to them, and I want to ask them some questions. I want to get to know them. I want to figure out what's going on, and I want to ask if I can have an interview with them. And I've been thinking about that for a couple months. The Trump sign's gone. And I still kind of want to interview them. I still want to be like, well, what did it? What finally did it? That's fascinating to me. Fascinating. How's your video going, by the way? Still trying to piece it together. I'm still trying to piece it together, and I'm determined to stop talking about it while I'm trying to talk about political stuff because I'm going to get it done. It's just it is a time intensive thing. Yep, arrested. Lindsey Graham is covered in strawberry moles, ladybugs, confirmed by sex workers, and he enjoys being degraded. Oh, God. Wear body armor. Bushart spent 37 days in jail over that Facebook meme. God damn, over a month? Unable to afford the $2 million bond. God. Because what kind of person continues to hold their opinion publicly when I disagree with it? $2 million bond. What kind of person does that? As negative publicity mounted, prosecutors dropped the charges. Now he's suing, represented by the Foundation of Individual Rights and Expression. Good shit. Thank God. We forget, I think, sometimes that local government officials have extraordinary power to do things like throw you in prison or yanking business permits. Anytime one of them thinks, I'm going to punish someone for their speech, it's a really big, huge problem. Yeah. Rubin says his organization is also aware of at least 13 lawsuits concerning people who were fired over Kirk-related speech. Cancel culture is a really ugly thing. That now, okay, we have to draw careful lines there. Vocalizing that you didn't like Charlie Kirk shouldn't be a problem. But people being canceled because they were applauding violence, like, coming from the side that is derided all the time for participating in cancel culture against people because of opinions they don't like, the things that we cancel people for should truly only be for abhorrent things. If people are losing their jobs because they are online applauding someone shooting a person to death in public in front of a bunch of people who were there to debate topics, university students, those people should, I would agree, they should be canceled. They should lose their jobs. Or not necessarily that they should, but I believe the people who fire them for that would be in the right to do so. That is your right as an employer. Like, you don't want that kind of thing. But if somebody's just like, I think the world is a better place with him gone, like, that's just an opinion about the type of person they are. And that isn't an abhorrent opinion. You can think people are bad enough that the world would do well without them there. That's not advocating for violence. That's not applauding the violence. I don't know. We gotta be careful about the line you draw on this. Yeah, I can't wait to see what he gets. Yeah. Oh? Oh?
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery.
Oh, I didn't capture it on screen. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this shit, guys. Look at this move. I gotta slow this down. Oh, I can't slow down? Well, damn. He puts a pin on the desk. Puts a pin on the desk. Hey, Maddie's back. Maddie on a 3-stream streak. Wait, Maddie missed a stream? Or that's just since I became affiliate. Okay. What do you mean show full video? Is there more video I need to see? Link me? Link me? Link me? Is it in the comments? Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Got it. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. Watch this fucking guy. He puts a pin on the desk. Like, that's a normal thing to do. Hits the button. And then he just fucking... Now look at how sneaky I'm being. I'm being super sneaky about pressing this button on this guy's desk. Well, nobody's looking. All right, fuck it. Beep, reach, beep. Look at the lean. What? Oh boy. Maddie coming in with a banger. Okay. I need to change the... There we go. All right, this is probably going to be my last one, guys. Appreciate you, Maddie. Thank you. Is it muted? Oh, there.
Did you breathe in it soon, if I might? By the way, I think if we were to pick an MVP of the West Wing, Secretary Rubio, my vote to a great start and very profitable visit. Hope did you breathe in it soon, if I might?
Man, I don't have enough familiarity with cocaine to be able to judge this one. You would expect that as an attorney I would have known someone that I knew had been on cocaine in my presence in the past. Sorry, can't say that I have. Okay, all right. Chat is doing this for me. They thought he was doing some type gel style. That motherfucker's flying. Yeah, he's okay. Wow. You guys have got a lot of familiarity with cocaine. I question you guys. Rubbing it on his gums.
By the way, I think if we were to pick an MVP of the West Wing, Secretary Rubio, my vote to a great start and very profitable visit. Hope did you breathe in it soon, if I might.
I see. Cocaine is non-existent where I live. I've worked food service and accounting. I know. What comes after weed than shrooms? That's the extent of my familiarity. And a certain someone I knew at some firm or another that I have worked at in the past, or know someone who has worked at it in the past, I'm greatly broadening this net for a reason, who said that they had a pile of crushed Adderall under their keyboard. That was my favorite story that I had heard. And then they said they came back after a weekend and lifted their keyboard and the pile was gone, and they were like, am I in trouble? You have a plate of crushed Dexies currently? Real men do meth to look max? Okay, alright. Alright, guys. I am going to wrap it up, and then I will see y'all Monday night. I'm Know Nothing Attorney. I know nothing, so you can too, because it's only in embracing that we know nothing that we can actually learn anything, and that's what I aim to do here with you guys. I hope y'all enjoy it. I hope to learn from you, and I hope that you get to learn alongside me. And as always, I'm proud of you. I don't need to know you personally for that to be real. It's true, and you deserve to hear it. At least, if for nothing more than the fact that life is hard. It's always been hard, and it always will be hard. But the way you face each and every single day the way you do is remarkable. So stay remarkable, and I will see you on Monday. Good night, you guys. I hope everybody has a great Valentine's weekend. Bye-bye.